All right, what's up, family? Yo, this is a long, well overdue video. And I know this may offend quite a few out there, but my whole purpose is not to offend. I'm just saying what I know a lot of people have felt like always. And some say it, some don't. And that's why I'm gonna title this video, just I want y'all to have cognitive thinking as I'm talking about this. Don't just be so offensive. Have cognitive thinking. In other words, meaning critical thinking. This ain't to be offensive. So I'm gonna title this video right here, a derogatory term that y'all hear directed towards men. But watch, I'm gonna direct it towards women. In a sense, that makes sense. So therefore, I'm gonna title this, Deadbeat Women. And the reason I'm talking about that is, think about it. We always hear that terminology, deadbeat dad. Oh, the dad ain't around, the dad left the kids, this and that. But see, here's the problem with that whole scenario, is that the government convinced the woman that she'll get all these subsidies, you know, housing, medical, all kind of stuff, welfare, all this stuff, but you got to kick the man out of the house, right? This touches back on my other video if y'all want to check that out, because I gave you the breakdown, the historical breakdown, and taught you something, some knowledge in it. It was called I Don't Need a Man. Got a cartoon character as the thumbnail. I Don't Need a Man. Real good video. But anyway, let's get back to it, like what I was talking about. So anyway, the government convinced the woman to say, kick the man out of the house and we'll give you all kind of subsidies. WIC, welfare, Medicaid, Section 8, but you got to kick the man out of the house. So the government convinced the woman to do it. Then the woman in cahoots worked with the government to say, yeah, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I can do this all by myself. Now, the reason why this bothers me so much, because I hate it. And I've always hated since I was a kid, where I'm watching boxers, right? I'm watching professional athletes of any magnitude, right? Any magnitude, even white, black, Spanish, it don't matter. You hear this all the time. They say, oh man, my mom's raised us by herself. Or you hear the mother, when they interview the mother is always so proud to say stuff like this. I raised these kids by myself. I raised my son by myself. It was hard. No, you didn't. You did not raise your kids by yourself. Let me prove to you why. Because who paid the rent in your house? You know who paid the rent in your house? The government paid the rent in your house. You talking about you raised your kids by yourself. Who put food in your kid's mouth? You know who put food in your kid's mouth? Welfare put food in your kid's mouth. When your kid had that rotted tooth and this and that, like when I was a kid, you had all the silver in your mouth. Remember that? When your kid had who had medical? You know who had Medicaid, meaning AKA welfare again. When you need the extra juice, the cheese, and all the other stuff, know who gave you that? WIC. Welfare subsidies. You know what WIC stands for? WIC. WIC. Women, infant, and child. Nowhere in there is it mention a man. Now remember, when welfare first came out, it was for, they tried to get white people out of poverty. And it was all A-OK. You know, if you read that old book, The Color of Law, like it explained, they had these same projects, but it was 4 stories and lower, green grass, nice area, this and that. And it was to help white people get out of poverty. But when black people started getting it, it's like, oh, y'all getting a handout. But let's stick to the subject, because we can get off subject easy.
Babe,
Babe,
I'm sorry.
what's up?
I need to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But you have to be a little more specific on that. If you
Like
can't
what?
just say all females that actually.
I didn't say all.
Well, I'm saying most females. If you really look at it, there's a small amount of females out there that in actuality, their husbands or their man abandoned them.
Okay, I agree.
And they decided they don't want to take, them.
No, I agree. And my wife's making a very valid point. And to those women, there are a few. There ain't many, but there are a few women. She's right. There are a few women that the man just happened to leave. He just happened to be a no good man.
But let me finish.
All right.
The thing is that I don't. It's like I actually don't agree when they say all women out there they're so they're deadbeat moms.
Yeah.
Because
you don't never hear that actually. You hear deadbeat men.
You don't.
You don't hear deadbeat women.
For the simple fact that there are few females out there that they actually was abandoned by their man or their
man,
husband.
maybe even died. I'll give you that.
Yes. And you know what happened with those women? The women say, I refuse to take help from the government. I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to work hard for my kids.
Now I'm gonna add to
Everything
what
on
she's
that
saying
plate.
because I agree with
So
her. So
that's-
everything you just said, I refuse to take help from the government. I'm gonna raise my kids. How about this one? I know you're gonna love this one. You're gonna love it too. You do have a small few of them women that said everything that my wife say, and to their kids that they're raising by themselves and working hard, they never badmouth the father.
No.
I love
They
that
don't.
woman. There's a few. It's not many. They never badmouth the father. And when the father do come around, they allow him to be a father to the kids because they know it's imperative that he do so. They allow the kids to be with the father.
I have to applaud
It's a
and
few.
take my hat
Now,
off.
I
to
love
females.
those type of women. You don't hear much about them, but that's why I said the topic of this is deadbeat women, because women always get all this credit for saying, "Oh, I raised the kids by myself." Listen, let me tell you something. If there was no government assistance, meaning giving you Section 8, WIC, Medicaid, welfare, and all that, if there was no government assistance, you would see droves of deadbeat women. And I'm not trying to batter women. I'm just saying, I get tired of every time I'm watching a boxing match, a great basketball player, great football player, they're always lifting up moms talking about, "Oh, my mom's raised us by herself." Your mother did not pay that rent by herself. The government did. She didn't put food in your mouth. If you took away the government assistance, you will see then she have to be more responsible about who she lay down and have kids with. Therefore, everything about what she do wouldn't be so negligent with saying stuff like, "I don't need a man," aka one of our videos called that. She would be more responsible, and she wouldn't be so quick to go, "I don't need a man," and then up here acting like you did it on your own. You did not. The government helped you. Take away that government assistance. I guarantee you women will be more responsible about who they lay down with then. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to bash women. I'm just saying, women get so much credit for saying they did all of this stuff when the government helped you every step of the way.
Yeah, you do hear that a lot. But I would love to hear there are few females, there are few women out there that they make it on their own.
I agree.
We really need to hear females like that.
You took word right out of my mouth. I was going to say, we need to hear more of those women speak up, who it's like, yeah, guess what? She really did raise her kids by herself. You know what? She could tell you a heartfelt story that would touch you. Meaning she did work that job, work that second job. Guess what? She needed the help of her family. She leaned on them a little bit, you know, for babysitting or whatever else case. She leaned on them, and it was tough. But she pulled herself out of that, and she got up out of it. And once she got out, she was able to reach back and help some of them family members.
Exactly.
Those are the type of women that I love to hold up. You know, they ain't out. Matter of fact, those women, they don't even brag about all their hard work. Because see, it's just like a successful person. We don't gotta brag about our success. When you got something, you ain't one of these people you gotta be out here bragging about what you did, what you did, what you did. If you got it, you got it. I don't gotta be lying, and I gotta feel like I gotta always try to impress somebody. Yo, you know what I got? Look what I got. Look, let me tell you about me. No, I don't have to do that. Only people that are trying to prove to themselves, because they know it's a lie, so they're trying to prove to themselves. They tell all these bogus lies. And they got to keep telling themselves, I did it, I did it, I did it. You did not pay that rent. Section 8 paid that rent. Medicaid paid for your kids' medical expense with the rotten teeth. Like me when I was a kid. All the food in your house every first of the month, that was welfare. WIC, remember, WIC, W-I-C, I'm going to say it again. Women, infant, and child. So it's a damn shame the government and those women that fell for the cheese, like a mouse fall for a cheese, the subsidies was the cheese, aka for women. And so it was basically women and the government double team against the man, and say, we're gonna kick him out. We're gonna do everything. See, the government was like, you're gonna team up with us, and we're gonna double team this man. You're gonna break up your family, and we're gonna help you do it. And they never realized the deception. Because that's all and every bit of what it was. It was deception. We're gonna destroy your family, and we're gonna show you this shiny light, like you show a little baby. They love the little shiny light. Subsidies, welfare, WIC, Medicaid. We're gonna give you all this stuff here, but you gotta get rid of that man. And that, like I said, the title of the other video is called "I Don't Need a Man." Trust me, that's very powerful too. But ultimately, in this video, what I just don't like is how women is always so quick to say, I raised my kids by myself. Meanwhile, you pull up that woman's history, she ain't had a job in 30 years, and all her kids is 25 and under. How? The numbers don't match. Like I always say, 2 plus 2 is 4 anywhere in the world you go. How is it that you ain't had a job? Matter of fact, you ain't never had a job. You ain't never had a job, but yet and still you tell me you raise these kids by yourself. That's a lie. And you're trying to discredit a man by saying that.
Yes, but you know what's even more sad about that whole picture that you're talking about? Is that these kids are going to see what the mothers are actually doing, and they're going to be doing the same thing.
Now that's sad. Yeah, I see that a lot. A lot of young girls, you're right. They go, you know what? I ain't gotta work a job. I just need to get pregnant by some random guy, and then I could get welfare and sit on my butt. See, that's sad because your mother has set a bad example of what you should be doing. Therefore, that's why you're doing exactly what she did. And now you're going to repeat the same negative cycle, and you're going to say, I raised my kids by myself. No, you didn't. Like I said, take away government assistance, and we'll see how much you raised them kids by yourself. Because then you're going to realize, yeah, you didn't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. But I go back to her statement. There are a few, and I mean a few. Those women don't brag about all the hard work they did. They know what they did. But we need to hear more from them with their stories of triumph and achievement and hard work. Those women is something to bow your head down to with respect.
Yes. And there's mothers that actually are in such a low way of life that they are forced to get that type
I like that. Even that. Now, if you need the assistance, I don't have no problem with a person getting assistance and getting a hand up, helping out. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not bashing the welfare system. If you need help, fine, get help. But don't be out here bragging about you did it all by yourself when you got government assistance. That ain't nothing to be bragging about. That's like you running a race and somebody gave you all the cheat notes and gave you the extra lift and you used steroids and everything and you bragging about talking about you won, but you cheated. You cheated. Yeah. You running a car race, you put nitric oxide in your car and you racing up against regular people, you acting like you did something great. You cheated. You know, you got a head start in every race in life, and then you bragging about beating the people that had to do it fair and square. You cheated. So you can't brag about stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. If they took away government assistance, then there would be a whole lot of deadbeat women, moms. And I just don't like how those be the type of moms always bragging about how much they raised their kids by themselves when they did not. They had 100% government assistance. That's all. But like I said, I'm going to end it on a positive note. For the positive, very few women that didn't get government assistance, instead, they worked hard at what they did and they leaned on their family, whatever help that they could, and they did it. They truly did do it on their own. And some of them did get on government assistance, but then they got off because they realized, I could do this.
Exactly.
And those are great women. Like I said, I bow my head down to them. I love those women. Those women we need to hear more about their stories. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to seem like I'm bashing women. I just don't like, man, we see it all too often. I'm watching maybe one of my favorite boxers, and they do his life story, and it's the same thing every time. We see his moms, his auntie, and them, and they always talking about, it'd be a porch full of women. It'd be the moms, the grandma, the auntie, the sister, and her kids, and it'd be all talking about how I raised them by myself. Where the father at? Where the uncle at? Where the granddad at? Where the brothers at? Why is it all these damn women? You know what? And it's like, yo, y'all, and you know why y'all can't come out of that nonsense? Because y'all still dependent on the system. It's like feeding you like a pacifier. That's why you ain't came up off of it. So now when you do got that one kid who was successful at boxing, successful in the NBA, the NFL, NHL, whatever it is, now they said they got to uplift the whole family off of their stuff.
Yeah.
Because nobody decided to get up off their butt. We're going to get subsidies all our life. Now, you know who y'all next subsidy is? That professional athlete. Once again. But grandma and mom gonna see and say, we did it all by ourselves. But they ain't got no history of no job. They ain't got no history of job history nowhere.
Because it is a good point of what you were saying about the moms. But at
They
the
be
same
dogging
time,
us men.
Yeah, but at the same time, I had to just come in, not
I appreciate it. You need two
tell
sides.
you exactly, but let's also know the world that there are few parents.
There are
few mothers out there, even fathers.
Yeah.
You got fathers that actually they're struggling and doing things on their own and raising their kids on the right path.
You don't never hear
And
fathers
you
say
don't
stuff
hear-
like,
and
I'm a
you
single.
don't hear
I'm a single
nothing
dad.
from
I'm a
that.
single
But
black
they
dad. I'm a
are-
single
they are-
Spanish dad.
Yeah,
But
they are
women will hold it
mothers.
up like it's something to be proud about. I'm a single mom. I'm a single man. Man, shut up with that nonsense. And saying stupid stuff like my baby daddy. Stop saying ignorant stuff like that. It is demoralizing yourself. Stop. Just say my kid's father. You know, it's like, come on. I just hate how they are always dogging men like we ain't crap. But then women get to do all kind of dirt stuff. And it's like another one of our videos. I called it Mom's Baby, Daddy's Maybe. Like, mom get all kind of forgiveness. Mom could spend the kids' college tuition money. Mom screw around on dad. Mom could spend the rent money and we about to get evicted. She get forgiveness. But dad just missed the baseball game. Dad did one little simple thing wrong, and it's like, oh no, we don't get no forgiveness. Society just tries to crush the man, where the women get to do all kind of nonsense. But hey, in closing, it was just a teachable moment. Like I said, this is not, I know I may have pissed some people off, but that was not my intentions. It's just that it's ridiculous how they try to demoralize the man by uplifting the woman at the same time. You know, like a Tyler Perry movie. We're going to demoralize and make the man look like crap, and at the same time, we're going to lift the woman up. Like, what kind of nonsense?
Well, that's like what you say. It's always on the front page of they saying deadbeat dads. So what about the females? They are deadbeat moms.
Ain't never had a job in your life.
Yeah, and that's never been put out there.
Ain't never went to school or nothing.
Yes,
but this be the one talking about, my son is a champion of whatever league, or he's the best basketball player. Man, I raised him all by myself. Bull crap.
You know, like I always say, there are a lot of people that needs to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
They need to someone to teach them and guide them, and that's because they've been raised up in a different type of negative atmosphere, and that's why they are the way they are. But at the same time, going back to what I said, there are few females that you got to give them credit.
I agree, and I'm glad you kept saying that and you kept staying with that, because you're right, and I don't disagree. There are some good, just like there's a lot of good men. But I ain't gonna do that, because women is good for doing that. You'll bring up one point and they go, but what about this? So I'm gonna stay with what she said. She's right. There are some good women, and those are the women we need to speak more positive about, hear more positive things about. You're right. Those, and it's very few. And I love it. It's like they captivate me at times when I hear them talking. Whenever you're in the presence of a woman like that, they don't brag, but you could sense it. You could feel it. You be like, man, you could tell she worked hard with her stuff. You could tell. She ain't bragging and talking about, I raised my kids by myself. Ain't never had a job in my life. Come on now. How? I ain't need a man and I raised by myself. See, that's my main objective of what I'm talking about. How you gonna be bragging, holding up a flag talking I'm a single mom and I raised my kids by myself, but you ain't never had a job a day in your life? Then how your bills get paid? See, it's real simple. How your bills get paid? How you pay rent? How you able to feed them? If you took away that government assistance, you will see there's a lot of deadbeat moms, but y'all always trying to dog the man out. But in the end, what it really comes down to, we need each other. And stop letting the government play us against each other. One of my favorite movies, Claudine. You gotta kick the man out in order for you to have anything. Break the family up. Destroy the family and we'll give you something. But as long as he around, we ain't giving you nothing. All right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anything else you want to say there?
No, I guess I said it all.
It wasn't to bash, but I know I pissed some people off and it wasn't my intent. It's just that this dude pisses me off because this is something I talked about for years. Like, yo, women be sitting here bragging about they did all this stuff, but you ain't never had a job a day in your life. So what is you bragging about? You was given something. And then you told everybody you did it. You did not. Oh, man. See, I'm going to wind up saying some... All right, folks. I didn't want to piss you off. But still, drop me a line. Give me your comments. I know I'm going to get some negative nonsense. But, hey, remember, each one teach one. We're here to help you think from a different perspective.
Exactly.
Peace.